Hello and welcome back to EFD for the latest edition of Euro Transfer Talk, as we're now less than 1 month away, only a few weeks in fact, from the January window opening. The transfer rumours are hotting up. And as always, don't forget you can tweet me at Zach Jellab or at EFD Squad with the hashtag Transfer Talk if you have any transfer stories of your own. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave notifications on. After the summer of 2019, we all believed Ajax did pretty well to only lose Matthijs de Ligt and Frenkie de Jong, keeping stars like Hakim Ziyech, Andre Onana, David Neres and Donny van de Beek for the upcoming season. However, this may all change come January. Sport have claimed that Barcelona and Real Madrid will go head-to-head to sign Donny van de Beek, joining Manchester United, who had identified earlier this month the Netherlands international as a potential signing, with the English club preparing to sell Paul Pogba. Los Blancos allegedly have the upper hand, having spoken to the 22-year-old's agent already, with Transfermarkt believing he would cost them between €50 million and 60. Taking more shots from 1.7 to 1.5, and also still doing the dirty work, making 2.5 tackles and interceptions, 0.2 more than 18-19. Van de Beek may have his work cut out for him though. Luka Modric and Toni Kroos still rank in the top 10 most for minutes used in the squad, and one of them may have to leave for last season's semi-finalists to become a Galactico. We move on to the man whose favourite thing is being in the headlines, as Zlatan Ibrahimovic is yet again back on the market after his return to the San Siro fell through. Calcio Mercato have reported that the 38-year-old wanted an 18-month deal if he was to join his former club, but the Rossoneri were only prepared to offer a contract until the end of the 19-20 campaign, with a year extension if AC were to return to Europe's finest competition. Paolo Maldini admitted ahead of Sunday's game against Sassuolo that the situation is becoming more difficult as time presses, suggesting that alternatives may have to be looked at. With the collapse of this deal, it means that Ibra is back on the open market. We've seen some crazy rumours including a return to Manchester United, but the only other deal that's been put on his table is that of Serie C side Monza, who have offered a 2.5-year deal which would see them return to Italy's top flight. Former AC Milan CEO Adriano Galliani is now at the 3rd division side and pitched his idea to the former striker, saying, "Come to us, stay 6 months in Serie C, then next year we go up to Serie B, and in 2 seasons we are in Serie A." Not sure it quite works like that, mate. We head to the other side of Italy, Naples, where Napoli could be set to lose their most important asset. It was just a few months ago we reported on the situation happening in southern Naples, and Alan may now be looking for flights away from the club. The Brazilian has had an impressive first half of the season, and Tuto Mercato claimed the midfielder is wanted by a number of clubs, with PSG, Inter Milan and now Everton just some of the sides interested in him. In terms of PSG, they could do with another midfield player. Of the fellow Brazilian international, Marquinhos stated he preferred to play in defence rather than in midfield. Last season there were rumours of a figure close to €100 million. However, with Alan 29 next month, there are only a few years left in his prime. Paying over 50 mil for only a few prime years isn't really smart business, but when has PSG ever been smart with their money? As for Everton, this rumour has only come because of Carlo Ancelotti's move to the club. The Toffees are a cash-rich club, and we've seen them spend plenty of money on players like Richarlison, Sigurdsson and Alex Iwobi. But being totally honest, there is no real reason for Napoli to sell. They're a fair way from European places in Serie A, 7 points off of a Europa League place, and if they're to have any chance of finding form, they'll need their best assets. From a possible future PSG player to one that wants to stay there, Mauro Icardi is doing all he can to make sure he doesn't leave Paris. The Argentine is desperate to remain at PSG beyond this season when his loan deal expires, having scored 13 goals and assisted 2 in just 16 games, at a goal contribution rate of 1 every 70 minutes. And according to Tutto Sport, he's not the only one wanting to keep him at the club, as the Parisians are intent on having the Argentine forward too. At 26 years old, he could be the perfect long-term fit for the Ligue 1 leaders, with an ageing Edinson Cavani falling behind Icardi in the pecking order, plus Neymar and Kylian Mbappe's futures unknown. The only stumbling block left is his wife and agent Wanda Nara, who is yet to be convinced. Wanda is looking elsewhere for her husband's next move, and is hopeful that the striker could attract offers from Real Madrid and Juventus before they are forced to decide on PSG, with Juve known to be long-term admirers. PSG sporting director Leonardo believes Icardi is a perfect signing, and the club only have to pay Inter Milan between 65 million and 70 million euros to make the deal permanent. If anything, it's a no-brainer. Moving over to Spain now, where we have to look into a struggling Serbian who was meant to lead the line for Real Madrid over the next decade. It's a shame he may not even be there come the end of January. Luka Jovic is the man in question, having only featured in 405 minutes of action this season, starting only 3 games. Jovic's goal return of just 1 is something that's worried Zidane. Los Blancos spent 60 million euros to bring in the former Eintracht Frankfurt man and expected a goal-scoring machine, after he was involved in 34 goals in just 46 games. To be fair to the Serb, it was always going to be hard to displace Karim Benzema, especially when he's in the form of his life, scoring or assisting every 76 minutes. And according to Calcio Mercato, West Ham would be interested in signing the out-of-form striker if the Serbian and his representatives decide to leave Real Madrid in the January transfer window. However, Real are said to be more keen on a loan move, with over 6 clubs making contact with the Madrid-based club. Zinedine Zidane told Marca, "Jovic is not lost. It's true that he has not played a lot so far this season. He's a player that needs to play a lot to play well. There is no problem with him, and he must keep working hard. At the moment, the difficulty lies with me, as I cannot find a place for him, but he must be ready to play when he is needed." Over to Germany now, where after Felipe Coutinho's hat-trick on the weekend, Bayern Munich will be looking into actioning his buyout option. According to Bild, they will wait until the spring to make a decision on whether or not to sign the Barcelona loanee. They did the same with James Rodriguez when he was on loan from Real Madrid, ultimately passing on the Colombian after his request. Since his arrival, Coutinho has contributed 7 goals and 7 assists from 19 appearances in the Bundesliga and Champions League. After the Brazilian starred against Werder Bremen on Saturday, teammate David Alaba was quoted by the Mirror as saying, "If you watch the game today, we have to buy him, right?" The German club spent 8.5 million euros to bring the 27-year-old in on loan. However, the main issue involving a permanent move is the price. If James joined Bayern, he would have cost them 42 million euros. But for Coutinho, it's over double, with his price tag set at 120 million. Understandably making it a much harder decision, considering Lucas Hernandez is their most expensive signing ever at 80 million euros, and he's 4 years Coutinho's junior. And finally, the transfer that haunts all our nightmares, Neymar to Barcelona, as Neymar's father and agent, Neymar Sr., has hinted at a return to Barca once more. The Brazilian has been linked since the summer with the Catalonian club, reportedly unable to strike an agreement with PSG. And talking to Cadena Copper, Neymar's father said, "We do not know if he will return to Barcelona. Right now he has a contract with PSG. We never had a bad relationship with Bartomeu." Talks have been ongoing between the two for months now, as one agreement between Neymar and Barca which is expected to happen is a bonus of 3.5 million euros which the forward has filed for. His father explained the money is owed to the forward as part of an unpaid signing bonus with the Catalans. It's an amount that responds to the settlement from when he left. With this being said, it's worth noting that Neymar Jr. vowed to give his all to Paris Saint-Germain while he's contracted to the club, but admitted he was not happy in the French capital last season. "Today I'm a Parisian," he told France Football. "I give myself 100%. I will give my whole life on the ground for PSG to triumph. I never wanted to hurt anyone, but I always knew in my head that if you're not happy somewhere, you must leave." Summer 2020 is going to be very interesting. So I hope you guys enjoyed that transfer talk. If we've missed out on any other rumours, please hit us up on Twitter. If you've enjoyed this video, why not watch the one on screen right now? And as always guys, don't forget to like and subscribe.